Hello, welcome back to our channel. The upcoming episode of Days of Our Lives, Monday episode promises to deliver an emotional roller coaster that will have fans glued to their screens from start to finish. In what can only be described as a day of profound contrasts, Salem residents will experience the highest highs of newfound parenthood and the lowest lows of supernatural warnings and dangerous schemes. Susan's chilling prophecy. The episode opens with one of Salem's most beloved psychic personalities making a return that sends shivers down everyone's spine. Susan Banks arrives on the scene with her trademark otherworldly intuition, and this time her visions carry an especially ominous weight. During an unexpected encounter, she approaches Stephanie Johnson with information that could change everything. Susan's supernatural abilities have led her to a terrifying conclusion about Stephanie's latest literary work, and what she reveals is nothing short of bone-chilling. Susan explains to Stephanie in grave detail that the murder mystery she penned in her newest novel isn't simply a work of fiction destined to remain on the pages of a book. Instead, Susan's psychic senses are screaming that these fictional events are about to manifest into Stephanie's actual reality. The parallels between the novel's plot and real-world circumstances are too specific, too precise to be mere coincidence. Susan's warning suggests that Stephanie may have unknowingly tapped into some dark premonition while writing, channeling future events through her creative process. Alex Kyriakis finds himself drawn into this supernatural revelation as Susan shares her terrifying suspicions with both him and Stephanie. The gravity of Susan's warning hangs heavy in the air as the trio tries to make sense of what this prophecy could mean. The fact that Susan specifically mentions Stephanie's second book, titled Write Out, which centers on a novelist who mysteriously vanishes on Halloween night, makes the warning all the more urgent and frightening. Could Stephanie be writing her own disappearance into existence? The implications are staggering, and both Alex and Stephanie must grapple with whether to take Susan's psychic abilities seriously or dismiss them as fantasy. Romance blossoms amid chaos. Despite the ominous warnings swirling around them, Stephanie and Alex manage to find a moment of genuine connection and intimacy as the evening progresses. After navigating through Susan's disturbing revelations and the chaos of the Halloween festivities, the couple shares a tender kiss that signals their relationship is moving into deeper, more meaningful territory. This moment of romantic vulnerability stands in stark contrast to the danger lurking just around the corner, making their connection all the more poignant and bittersweet. The kiss represents not just physical attraction, but also emotional support during uncertain times. Alex has proven himself to be Stephanie's steady anchor, and she finds comfort in his presence even as supernatural warnings threaten to upend her sense of security. Their budding romance offers viewers a glimpse of hope and normalcy amid the increasingly bizarre and dangerous circumstances unfolding in Salem. Heartbreak for Leo and Javi. While some characters find joy, others face crushing disappointment that tears at their heartstrings. Leo Stark and Javi Hernandez have grown deeply attached to baby Tesoro during their time as foster parents, pouring their hearts and souls into caring for the infant. They've shared countless precious moments, late night feedings, first smiles, quiet mornings filled with baby giggles that have bonded them to this child in ways they never anticipated. Now comes the devastating news that will shatter their dreams of becoming permanent parents. Leo and Javi learn that a foster family has been identified for Tesoro, which means their time with the baby is coming to an abrupt and painful end. The two men must now face the agonizing reality of saying goodbye to a child they've come to view as their own. They comfort each other through tears and shared grief, holding on to their final moments with Tesoro as they prepare to hand him over to his new family. The emotional weight of this loss cannot be overstated. Leo and Javi must reconcile their dreams of fatherhood with the harsh reality that Tesoro was never truly theirs to keep. Their grief is compounded by the knowledge that someone else will experience all the milestones they had imagined witnessing themselves. Johnny and Chanel's dream comes true. In a stunning turn of events that demonstrates how one couple's sorrow becomes another couple's jubilation, Johnny DeMera and Chanel Dupree receive the news they've been desperately hoping for. They will officially become Tesoro's adoptive parents, fulfilling their deepest desire to start a family together. The couple celebrates this monumental moment, standing beside a beautifully prepared crib, symbolizing their readiness to embrace parenthood and all the challenges and joys it will bring. This adoption represents a complete transformation in Johnny's perspective. Not long ago, he expressed hesitation about taking on the responsibilities of fatherhood, leaving Chanel disappointed and uncertain about their future. However, circumstances have changed dramatically, with Johnny's attempted murder charges now dismissed after Kristen DiMera confessed to shooting E.J. DiMera. The couple can finally move forward without the dark cloud of legal troubles hanging over them. Chanel's dream of motherhood is finally becoming reality, and Johnny has found the courage and conviction to step fully into his role as a father. The timing couldn't be more perfect as the window for Sophia Choi and Tate Black to reclaim Tesoro closes, opening the door for Johnny and Chanel to provide a permanent, loving home for the baby. Their joy is palpable and infectious, even as they remain sensitively aware that their gain represents a significant loss for Leo and Javi. Dangerous Halloween schemes. The Halloween festivities in Town Square take a sinister turn when Rachel Black orchestrates a plan that could have deadly consequences. After observing Chad DiMera engaged in conversation with Kat Green, Rachel's jealousy and vindictiveness kick into overdrive. She views Kat as a threat and an interloper who needs to be taught a lesson, and she's determined to make that happen by any means necessary. Rachel approaches young Thomas DiMera with poisonous words designed to manipulate him into action. She convinces Thomas that his father has been lying to him and plants the seed that all adults are inherently dishonest and cannot be trusted. Playing on Thomas's confusion and hurt feelings, Rachel encourages him to use the pumpkin catapult at the carnival to launch pumpkins directly at Kat. What starts as seemingly harmless Halloween mischief quickly escalates into something far more dangerous than either child anticipated. As Kat attempts to dodge the incoming pumpkin projectiles, she finds herself stumbling and potentially falling directly into the path of a knife. The carnival atmosphere of fun and games transforms into a scene of genuine peril as Kat's safety hangs in the balance. Alex Kyriakis, ever the hero, springs into action and calls out a warning to Kat, pushing her into the protective arms of Chad DiMera at the last possible second. This quick thinking likely saves Kat from serious injury or worse, though the close call leaves everyone shaken. The aftermath of this incident reveals the truth behind Rachel and Thomas's scheme. Their plot is eventually exposed, ensuring that both children will face serious consequences for their actions. However, it becomes increasingly clear that Rachel bears the lion's share of the responsibility, as she was the instigator who convinced Thomas to participate in this dangerous prank. The incident serves as a stark reminder of how easily childhood jealousy and manipulation can spiral into life-threatening situations. Jeremy wrongly accused. Adding another layer of complexity to the Halloween chaos, a mysterious figure dressed in a costume nearly identical to Jeremy Horton's science-themed outfit begins stalking through Town Square. This costumed individual is armed with a carving knife taken from the pumpkin carving contest, creating an atmosphere of terror and confusion. The resemblance to Jeremy's costume is so striking that when Alex witnesses the knife-wielding figure, he immediately jumps to conclusions and places blame squarely on Jeremy's shoulders. Alex confronts Jeremy about the dangerous knife incident, accusing him of being responsible for the chaos and putting Kat's life at risk. However, Alex's accusations are completely unfounded. The real culprit mad scientist costume-wearing knife carrier likely manages to escape the scene before anyone can properly identify them. This creates a scenario where Jeremy faces wrongful accusations simply because someone else chose to dress similarly and engage in threatening behavior. Jeremy must defend himself against these serious allegations while the actual perpetrator remains at large. This case of mistaken identity highlights how easily panic and confusion during chaotic events can lead to innocent people being blamed for crimes they didn't commit. Jeremy's reputation hangs in the balance as he works to clear his name and identify who really wore that costume and wielded that knife with such sinister intent. The Monday episode promises to deliver an unforgettable viewing experience filled with supernatural warnings, romantic developments, heartbreaking separations, joyful unions, dangerous schemes, and cases of mistaken identity that will keep fans talking for days to come. Salem continues to prove that even on holidays meant for fun and celebration, danger and drama are never far behind.